Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever and whenever you are. I am Rune from Rune'sGuild, and this is another episode of RPG Horror Stories. Before I even talk about the post, I want to say welcome to everybody who has landed here from Crow's Perch. Thank you to all of you for the incredible support you've given me. It's really amazing, and thank you to Jacob at Crow's Perch for even giving me the shout out. I didn't expect it. I was just trying to share my own funny horror story because I've been stealing people's stories on there for a while. But yeah, thank you to everybody who's shown up, and thank you for just all the support. It's awesome. I have something cool planned for 100 subs, so if we can get there, it'll be cool. Today's story is I had to read the title again because I forgot. Sorry, I'm smiling and I'm excited because it's cool seeing the growth. And I'm just really glad, really happy about all of it. Story not as smiley for the title I'm giving here. So content warning. Be careful watching ahead if you have an issue with things relating to. I'll just read the title and you can decide, I guess. Problem player wanted to ERP with an underage character, refused to be part of the party, and complained about lack of pancake eating time. So, if any of that sounds like it could upset you, please do not watch. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you're still here after that, before I get into 2 minutes of an introduction, which is my longest one yet so far, let's go ahead and roll the post. Preface. Up front, this was my first online campaign of D&D back at the start of 2018. I would totally change how I do things now, but I was trying to be a people pleaser and make everyone happy. Today, I would kick the player out after 1 or 2 sessions of this behavior. This is a long post, be warned. So, I was on Roll20 DMing one of my first campaigns taking place in Waterdeep back in 2017 or 2018. I advertised for some players and had a good response. One of the players was a woman, which I was happy for since I enjoy having women players since they seem to be so damn rare on Roll20. Well, first red flags came pretty quickly. She wanted to play a 13-year-old character. I informed her that I wasn't comfortable with that, and the youngest character she could play is 18. She asked for 16, I said no, 18 minimum. So she created a young human fighter arcane archer. She wanted her character to have once been a part of the Waterdeep military. I agreed with that. She asked if it would entitle her for a free stay at the local barracks, and I said, yeah, that's fine. Cool, no problem. The rest of the players rolled up their characters, and they were a pretty good group. 4 friendly guys who were happy to get a chance to play D&D. Everything was seemingly going fine. Players were level 1 and got a mission to go clear out a goblin cave. Fight happened. There was a single hobgoblin and half a dozen goblins. Not an impossible fight for 5 players. Well, the arcane archer decided that it was an impossible fight, so she turned and ran. Left the 4 other players behind to fight. The 4 of them managed to defeat the encounter, but they were very salty towards the archer for abandoning them. Remember, she's a former soldier and elite warrior. Her words. Players finished the quest and hit level 2. Players go to a pub to celebrate. The arcane archer, however, was being a bit standoffish. She refused to participate in any of the party building RP. If the party went into a pub, she would just go off into the city barracks, which honestly was annoying as a DM because when things happened, she was rarely with the party. An NPC shows up offering a quest, she's not there. Party members find a plot hook, she's not there. She's complaining to me that the character she created, a highly specialized min-max character, is not always massively effective in every situation. She was complaining about how her low stats were. We used point buy. She kept bringing up changing characters, which I was fine with, but she kept changing her mind. I was starting to get complaints from other players. The cleric quits because he can't stand her. I sent the arcane archer a PM and had a conversation. Again, gave her advice about not isolating her character too much as she isn't around for a lot of the things going on. Players do a couple more sessions. One of the players die, but is brought back and level up to level 3. She's apparently making a passive-aggressive remarks to the warlock. Here's a cut and paste from the warlock. Hey man, I really tried to give Arcane Archer the benefit of the doubt, but she constantly reacts to what happens to my character and talks about what happened before you or I can say anything about it. She gets happily excited when I die or come close to it. She talks over you, telling us what happens when that's something I think you should be doing since it is your game and you're the DM. I really don't care for her rules lawyering since it's your discretion since you're the DM, and of course the fact she keeps throwing in my face that I died. I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it if I wasn't just left on the floor to drool and then die. I truly feel disrespected, insulted, and that she is literally taking fun and enjoyment away from me. I really just want her to butt out of my character's turn and let me react to what happens to him. Treat me with the respect she expects to be treated with, and I am trying to be nice about this by messaging only you because I don't want to cause a big problem between the party. She was making snide comments about his character's death and deleting them so I couldn't see them when I got online. She told me she was going to make a cleric character since this one wasn't going over well. I managed to calm him down and let him know that she was creating a new character who was a cleric because her previous character had created so much animosity in the party. She then decided she wanted to keep her arcane archer, but change how she was playing her. Fine. I was going to give her the chance. The warlock, person who was angry above, agreed and was fine with it. I had created an adventure that I am still fond of today. A noble in the city has a property that he is unable to sell because the workers who are renovating it complain that it is haunted and refuse to go inside. The noble wants the players to go inside the old mansion and to verify that it's not haunted, and if they do find anything supernatural, to take care of it. They are strictly told that any damage that they do to the property will be taken out of their reward. Once they finish verifying that there is nothing left to bother his workers, they will be rewarded with a nice fat amount of gold. Arcane Archer did not want to do the mission. She said that we should just get hirelings to do it, what? And that the noble was probably not a good guy. I mean, it was obvious, but the players wanted coin and experience, which she took no small joy in chastising and calling them greedy. Hello, you are adventurers. Players go into the mansion, find it is indeed haunted, moving suits of armor, poltergeist in the kitchen, eyes of paintings following them, soft whispers of their name, the whole trope. Oh, that is really cool, I like that a lot. There are puzzle rooms, like arranging the portraits of the former owners in proper order to open the door. Arcane Archer starts using explosive arrow, crits and destroys a good portion of the hallway and a giant stained glass window. The other players are angry because, well, they were told not to damage the place, and the sorcerer and warlock have been avoiding using spells that would cause AoE damage. Well, they get to the top floor and they encounter the ghost of a young girl. The party, instead of attacking, try talking to her, and the girl ghost reveals by showing the party what happened in the house, that she and her family were murdered by the noble who now owns the house. That's shocking. And that he is looking for the deed to the home, which she had hid before his thugs broke into her room and brutally murdered her and her younger sister. She tells them that she will show them to where it is if they tell the noble that they have cleared the house and to bring him to her. Arcane Archer starts going off about the fact that she told them the noble was bad and evil and that they should have never taken the job. She didn't want to really do any adventures. She was always criticized players for wanting to make coin. So, at this point, they can either destroy the ghost of the girl and get the gold from the reward, or they could do as the ghost requests. They did what the ghost requested. The Arcane Archer is against doing it the entire time. Party overruled her, and they bring the nobleman into the house. Took a pretty impressive persuasion roll. The ghost attacks the noble. The party engages the noble's bodyguards. They kill them. Party then takes the body of the noble into the noble's carriage that was waiting outside and dump the bodies into the ocean. The ghost girl gives them the deed of the home, and now the players have a base within Waterdeep. That's a great way to do that. That's a great way to give your players a home spot and get them invested in the town that they're in, Waterdeep or otherwise. That's really cool. In between that session and the next, Arcane Archer starts sending me private messages. She tells me that in the game she played an 8-year-old wizard who had a much older bard in his 30s as her companion. Oh no. She then tells me that they ERP'd a sexual relationship between her wizard and the bard that went on for a year during the campaign. Why is this being brought up? She wanted to know if I wanted to ERP with her. Ah, that's why. I declined, saying I'm not interested in those sort of shenanigans. She wanted to go into detail about the ERP she did as an 8-year-old. This, of course, as I'm a regular human being, say, well, that's disturbing. I'm not interested. Please stop. She did not seem pleased at my response. It, of course, made me remember that she wanted to play this character as an underage girl. Totally creepy that she seemed to have a sort of fetish like that. Things went downhill from here. After having conversation after conversation, she started threatening to quit. Arcane Archer: I fully admit I was not blameless in this. The party's constant forward-pushing momentum, it was digging into my more slower approach to things on an OOC level. I got impatient, but also I couldn't bond with the group because there just wasn't any time to do so. We go to the inn, we rest, we wake up the next day, back at the house. I like to roleplay at the breakfast table. I like to roleplay making my way there. I like to roleplay stocking up my supplies, and I like to roleplay talking to the group while on the way there. I just don't think I was a good fit. She literally thought roleplaying was sitting in Discord and describing 10 minutes eating pancakes. The other players, who had isolated herself from every session, did not want to sit on Discord for the entire session and make it with the Arcane Archer show. That's what she wanted, as the Warlock said. Arcane Archer: see, the group only goes into RP mode when a situation comes around where we need to figure out things as a group, as opposed to like, wow, that was quite an adventure, let's reminisce about that and have a drink, and spend an hour having conversation and getting to know everyone. I find it's just not role-playing, as per like, hello, my name is Loreline, I'm a soldier of the military. Oh, cool, what do you do? I'm with the Archer Division, where we scout out the countryside and ensure enemy countries do not venture into our lands. Yeah? Have you ever been in a war before? You look pretty fresh. No, honestly, still waiting for that, twirls hair. And then maybe a tale about war gets told, which takes 5 to 10 minutes. Things like that. Group bonding. Group bonding. I don't know how old many of the group members are. I don't know where they're from, what they do when they're not fighting all the time, and I don't know who's single or taken. I try to settle in at the tavern to ask these things, but it gets fast-forwarded. Me: role-playing opportunities are there. It's up to the players to take advantage of them, and you refuse to go to the taverns with them on nearly every occasion, and refused opportunities to bond and roleplay. Warlock: yeah, and made her character young as hell, so she's not really comfortable in a tavern. I don't believe she asked us about our characters like she wanted us to do to her, and I hated how she stated in session 1, I have a silvered short sword in case I get into melee, and never use it until we told her to. Like, what the hell? Me: she wanted to make her character 13 years old. I tried warning her over and over again, you are isolating yourself from the group. Stop isolating yourself. Stop going to the barracks. Stop saying we should go get NPCs to do our job. Stop whining in the middle of combat because you aren't uber effective. Stop complaining about your stats. Stop trying to backseat DM. Stop telling me what the laws of the town are, and it is and what is and is not permitted. At this point, I informed her that it wasn't working. Her wanting to change characters every week, one player quitting because they couldn't stand her, it's just too much. She left with the following message: I want to wish the group well in your continued endeavors. I am very sorry I've been a little obnoxious and arrogant. It's not how I try to present myself, and I'm sorry if it came off that way. I will be vacating the group, and thank the group for the opportunity to play with me. I also want to thank the DM for DMing. It was great DMing. Farewell, everyone. And that was the biggest pain in the ass I had to deal with so far on Roll20. Okay, so just a touch right off the top, just so we can get that over with. Don't ERP with a 13-year-old. Don't ERP with an 8-year-old. Don't ERP with anything that's under, like at least 16, right? Like at least be like almost an adult. Like I don't know, even 16 feels weird. Like be an adult. ERP as an 18-year-old. But like, if you're gonna push it, make sure everybody's comfortable with it, and at least choose something that's not like gonna make you come across as an insane child predator. That's just my 2 cents on it. If they were actually skipping around and fast forwarding through a lot of RP moments, I sort of understand the complaint there. Like, sure, nobody wants to spend 10 minutes, talking about how they eat waffles, or pancakes. But like some of the best RP that's happened in my games are the ones where I just kind of like sit back and be quiet while the party just talks to each other. And it's like sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's, at night, sometimes it's with food, sometimes it's just sitting around a campfire, It's just sort of like RP will happen when RP happens. If you force RP, is it really RP or is it just, like playing a game, And I get the D&D's a game, but like, I don't know, it feels kind of weird to sit here and say like don't force RP. I feel like that's just sort of something people should know. You know, like if there's a moment to talk, do it. If there's not a moment to talk, just don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm being weird. I don't know why she wanted to make her character so young. I mean, we know why. At the end of the story, we know why. But like, what is that about? I like. It's just. It's strange. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe not weird. It is weird. Don't say it's not weird. It is weird. It is pretty weird. I mean, what else is there to say? I really like that concept for getting them a base in Waterdeep. I'm gonna steal something like that for, you know, future campaigns, because I always like to think that if you give the players a reason to be invested in the town they're in, they're actually gonna care about taking the quests, which, you know, OP tried to do, but, you know, obviously Arcane Archer was like, I don't care about this town, I just want to have sex with my 13-year-old, which is, you know, kind of a, I don't want to, don't quote me on that. Don't take that out of context. Nobody better ever take that out of context. I need to, so, but yeah, you know, I don't want to have sex with my 13-year-old. I don't have a 13-year-old. But if I made a 13-year-old character, I wouldn't want to ERP with them. And I think that is the biggest takeaway from this, is that Arcane Archer might need some help. Somebody might want to check and see what kind of things are on her computer. And who knows, maybe I'm overreacting. I don't know. But that's all I have to say for this episode. Thank you for coming by and watching, and a big thank you again to the murder of crows that came from Crow's Perch. Jacob, thank you for sending them over. It was really awesome to see. I was grinning the entire weekend, so it was really awesome to see. Thank you to everybody who is here naturally as well. The channel's had amazing growth. It's come like rapidly too. I just started this, what, like 3 weeks ago? And I mean, we're already almost at 100 subs. So if we hit that, remember, there is a big, I do have something planned for that. So let's try to get there. Let's, if you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a sub. If you didn't enjoy, I'm sorry. I will try to do better. And if you have a comment, or not have a comment, if you have a horror story of your own, leave it in the comments below. If you don't, good job. And what else do I usually say? Oh, if you can't think of a comment to say, for the love of God, make the comment anything that does not relate to ERPing with an 8 or 13-year-old. I don't care what it is. You could, like I said before, you could draw an 8 equals D, just nothing about 13 or 8-year-olds and ERP. And do not quote me either. Don't ever say, quote parenthesis, I did not say that. I mean, I did say it, but not in the way that you're going to try to quote it. I swear, you better not. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching the video. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.